Hey y'all, what's good? I'm back with another video. In today's video, we got to talk about something incredibly unfortunate, something that happened in the underground, in the hip hop underground, with one of our underground kings, Xavier Wulf. Now, I'm a big fan of this guy. He makes great music. He's a Memphis rapper. Memphis rappers are always hard, are always grimy. I love the sound. It's a tough area. A lot of similarities with like Chicago rap, man. Like just the griminess, the toughness. It has a different sound. We have different styles, but they're both like tough areas to come up in, and that's reflected in the music. And you see that with when Lil Durk and Pooh Shiesty made a song together, Chicago and Memphis. I always felt like that blended really well. So I'm a big fan of Memphis artists, and Xavier Wulf has been one of my favorites for a long time. But unfortunately, he's an animal abuser and a woman beater. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. This girl that he was apparently dating on Reddit has made some allegations. Now, I saw another video, and the guy was afraid to show all the words from the post and pictures and things like that. My channel's not monetized, so the only thing that this could affect is the algorithm. Hopefully this doesn't get like fucked up in the algorithm because I'm showing this, but I'm not gonna censor this. So fair trigger warning, you're gonna see a picture of a woman that was beat up by Xavier Wulf. He apparently headbutted her right in the head, so she's got a big old knot on her head, right on her forehead. I always wondered about the whole headbutting thing, because obviously, like, when you headbutt someone, you're hurting your head too. Is it because you're the one that's doing the force, it doesn't impact you as much, or does he have a big old knot on his head too? Like, yeah, anyways, I'm not gonna read through all of this because it's very, very long. If you want to know the whole details and everything, then I'm gonna go ahead and throw up these screenshots, and also I'll put a link to the Reddit post down below if you want to go and read the whole thing for yourself, or you can just stop and pause and read the clips as I throw them up here right now. So to give you the TLDR, it's repeated events of abuse. This is going over, I think it was between like 2018 and 2019 mostly, and a lot of stuff went down. As you could see from the screenshots, they're dated as the events happen. And one of the things to keep in mind with situations like this is everything obviously looks bad, and we don't know at the end of the day, but obviously it's something, not right going on there. It's pretty obvious to tell. The issue is that we don't always know what it's actually like to be in that relationship. Like, we're hearing all these events in a list in a row, but like, I've been in a toxic relationship before, and it's not all bad. So the relationship wasn't all bad. Now, that doesn't take away from the abuse that took place here. Obviously, like, nothing does. Like, even if like someone is, let's say, like 11 months out of the year, like, they're treating you perfect, but then 1 month they treat you like shit. That 1 month is probably going to have a bigger and more long lasting impact than those 11 months they treated you right, because trauma, pain, mistreating someone, dehumanizing someone, it has a longer lasting effect, and it could really ruin someone's life and take a long time to heal for them. I do feel it's important to point out that when people read these, I think a lot of times people can get in their minds that this person was like cowering constantly in fear, and they were getting beaten like every day. It was probably a situation where they had a lot of fun with Xavier Wulf, they loved Xavier Wulf, but he probably lost his control way too much, couldn't regulate his emotions, and there's no excuse for that. But I do want to point it out because I just feel like the way these situations are sometimes painted makes them sound a little bit more extreme. And someone that I never understood why someone would stay in an abusive relationship, toxic relationship, so I got in one myself. And it's really what keeps you in it. It's the hope, man, because you see the potential, and on the good days you see how good it could be. But I had a partner that would just get mad about things all the time and start random issues and problems over pretty much nothing. And reading through this, it sounds like it's similar things. Now, I want to say I didn't face anything nearly as bad as what this woman went through. he did put his hands on me from time to time, but it was not very often, and he never did anything to the extent of what was seen there, you know. But it was a lot of things that were very scary, a lot of moments that were very scary, and I don't really want to get into that personally, get into all the details, but just know that, like, it's parts of this that I read and kind of triggered me, made me feel traumatized, and parts I could relate to, right? And also reading this made me realize, to a degree, I still have issues with trauma bonding with my abuser to a degree, even though I've, you know, pretty much moved on. He still texts me and I hardly respond to him, but you know, but it's still a part of me that cares, and I really don't know why, to be honest. And when I hear this about Xavier Wulf, it's so hard for me to believe. Someone as an artist myself, someone that really looked up to the guy, and I really feel like he's someone that you want to study if you want to be an artist. The way he carries himself, the way he goes about the rap shit, the underground shit. You know, I don't even mean just like his rapping style or like studying like that necessarily, but just the way he carries himself as an artist. I feel that's something that a lot of people that are newer to the game should be studying, because I've always had a crazy respect for, you know, the fan base that he carved out for himself. I always have respect for guys like him, guys like Russ, Tech Nine, you know, guys that don't have to go the typical route. You know, Oliver, Francis, you know, I could keep naming names, but I love guys where they're able to, they don't need to go with the A&Rs and whatever the fuck the different record labels are doing. They don't need to fucking fall into the industry. They can carve out their own little space, and that's really what I'm trying to do, that grassroots organic shit. So I got mad respect for that. And also his music, he's speaking nothing but real shit, but also it's some things that if you do listen to his music, he says some things that about women that make you go like, is that just rap? And I always thought like, oh, maybe that's more so just rap, he's being like extreme. But no, I think a lot of the shit that he kept saying about females in his songs, he really feels that way. And it's one thing in particular in a song, I don't remember what song it was, but he said, I'm gonna let her go and report me before I give a fuck. Well, I think this report happened about like 4 days ago, and she's taking like legal action against him, so I guess he's gonna give a fuck now. But what I wanted to talk about is the fan reaction, because if you go to this Reddit, the fans are very upset now, understandably, but they're upset on a personal level, and I can't stand this parasocial nonsense. We're talking about a fucking rapper here. This doesn't change much for me. Like, I don't know the guy, I don't know the girl. It's sad. I don't condone it. I completely condemn him in every fucking way for what he did, right? Like, it's fucking disgusting and not okay on any level. But at the same time, to be completely honest with you, this might piss some people off. I don't give a fuck to not listen to his music. He makes really good music. I really like it. I'm gonna keep listening to it. I don't understand why it seems people have such an issue separating the art from the artist. Like, it's really not that hard. Like, I don't give a fuck what an artist did. Their contribution to society is not being a model fucking citizen. And actually, we don't want our artists to be model fucking citizens, because that's boring, right? That's boring. You always hear about when an artist or a comic, they're on the drugs and they're funny, they're entertaining, they get off it and then they're fucking not funny. No one wants that shit, right? So we're not here to be model citizens. We're here to entertain. So I never understand why rappers will talk about the most debauchery shit. They'll talk about the worst shit ever, and y'all be just bumping to it in the club. But then some allegations come out about a rapper, and people fucking act weird, like it wasn't obvious that this guy was sketchy. Like it wasn't obvious that this guy had some sort of fucking problems. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So to me, fucked up, you know, really sad. I hope she's in a better place. I hope nobody ever treats her like that again. And I hope Xavier Wulf receives, you know, the consequences, and he gets his karma, he gets his due justice, right? But I'm not the type of person, I'm not gonna fucking just write someone off because they did something wrong. Like, don't be so high and mighty. We all humans, we all a step away from doing something evil. Like, we're all a step away from that shit, man. You want to think about all these mass shootings, all these kids that go into school and shoot shit up? man, these kids aren't like, there's nothing special about them. It's literally like no one ever loved them, no one ever cared about them. They don't have community, they don't feel like they belong, they don't feel like they have a purpose. Society's not giving them a purpose, and they have hopelessness, and they're through with it, so you do some wild shit. And we're all like a step away from that. Like, if I took everything that matters from you, no one ever cared about you, no one loves you, you might do some crazy shit too. So I just wish people would be like, you can condemn someone without being so fucking judgy and being so high and mighty, because we all make mistakes at the end of the day. But anyways, yeah, this is a fucked up situation. Praying for the girl involved. I hope she's doing well. I know she's going to therapy for PTSD. I can relate to that. I understand that shit's a nightmare. It's probably going to take her years and years to heal. And even as she heals, she probably won't ever be the same, So, fuck Xavier Wulf. Xavier Wulf. Anyways, peace out, bitches.